cultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester and Lakin Dew Russell, as we move through the morning with a very nice, pleasant day. Temperature-wise, we're pretty much right where we were a day ago. The big difference is, of course, we're not dealing with the humidity, and we're not dealing with the smoke out there either. Matter of fact, while we're on the subject, Matthew, what do you have on the thermometer?
Currently, over at the airport, it's sunny at 77. Over in Midland, it's sunny at 79. Here, Radio Center, it's sunny at 81. We have south winds at 2 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 30.21, and it's falling.
Over on the west side of the state, all the way from Benton Harbor, all up to Traverse City, and inland just a little bit. That's where the warmest temperatures are right now. Just to kind of give you an idea, Benton Harbor's coming in currently at 84 degrees. Holland's at 83. Muskegon, South Haven also looking at 83 degrees. As we go into the afternoon hours, our temperature is going to begin to really rev up. And the reason for it, a very simple one, we're not going to have the blocking, that upper air blocking as far as the smoke and the haze. It's a much clearer day today than what we have been experiencing, and we owe it all to that wind shift, which pushed the smoke up a little bit further to the north out of a good portion of the lower peninsula, and for that matter, the upper peninsula, not really experiencing as much haze as what they have as well. Also, a little cleansing over the last 24 hours, not overall. It was very spotty. But as we mentioned yesterday at noon, we did see the spotty precipitation develop along the I-75 corridor, and it strayed a little bit to the west. And as a result, we did see some pretty heavy downpours in a real short period of time in a number of areas. Case in point, around the Freeland area, 1.5 inches of rain in a very short period of time. Same thing in Midland. They did see 1 inch to 1.5 inches there. 1.5 inches precipitation east and south of New Lothrop as we move through the afternoon hours. East Lansing, northeast of East Lansing, almost 3 inches of rain. We did have some reports of people pulling off the side of the road on Highway 69 because they just flat out couldn't see. Really pouring rain there. Auburn, right around 1 inch. Caucallin had about 1 inch of rain. The Hemlock area, a little bit closer to 0.8, 0.9. That's what they experienced. St. Charles, about 0.43 of an inch. But then you get east of I-75. It's a whole different situation. Linwood had 0.03 of an inch. Everybody else looking at a trace, if nothing, all the way up into the thumb. Now, down in the Flint area, you have to go a little bit further to the west of Bishop Airport. Bishop Airport didn't even report 1/10 of an inch there. MBS International reported 0.16 of an inch of rain. So you kind of get the idea of where all of this precipitation fell, because measuring stations in and west of Freeland, we're looking at upwards of 1 inch to 1.5 inches, but the airport only had 0.16 of an inch there. Also looking at, let me see, Hemlock, Freeland, St. Charles, all of them reporting precipitation. Down in the New Lothrop area, again, looking at 1 inch to 1.5 inches in some reports there. And the Lansing area, quite a bit of precipitation too. What's going to be happening today, it's not going to be quite the same area, but once again, there is going to be that possibility of a pop-up shower. This time it's going to be in Michigan's thumb. We're looking at the lower thumb, the primary recipient, and also eastern portions of Huron County could pick up an isolated pop-up shower this afternoon. 87 is our projected high. We're looking at a low tonight of 68, and as I said, some shower activity, spotty shower in the Michigan thumb, and also the West Branch area over to Tawas. They're going to have that possibility of a pop-up shower there Looks as though the track is going to be in that area from West Branch to Tawas. Tomorrow, sun, scattered pop-up showers once again. The better chance of shower activity tomorrow is going to be along and south, the I-69 corridor. 87 for a high, 69 for a low. But we could possibly here in the Great Lakes Bay area see a pop-up shower occur in the early morning hours, possibly right around sunrise tomorrow morning. But again, that's very slight chance. No chance at all Saturday and Sunday. That's what I'm looking at right now. 92 for a high both days, 72 for a low both nights. And moving into the work week next week, pop-up shower activity will be around, unsettled air, higher humidities, upper 80s throughout that period of time. Long-range outlook to take us all the way through the 20th of the month now is for our temperatures to be averaging much above normal, precipitation values slightly above normal. Sun will set this evening at 8:51, rise tomorrow morning at 6:34. Incidentally, the record high in this state, that was set back in 1918 and tied in 2001, 99 degrees. Beginning today and going through the 9th, the year 2001, we had 3 straight record-breaking days. Today's record breaker was 99. Tomorrow's record breaker is 99. And Saturday's record breaker was 95. Again, all in the year 2001. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, Matthew, who do we have?
Coming up next, we have Melinda Sweeney from the Andersons, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
And we'll be talking a little bit more about the beef prices. We're going to take a quick look at the Mercantile Exchange, see what's going on there. And Lakin Russell will file a report. Lakin, we're going to be talking a little bit about beef prices.
We are, and we'll hear from a local beef producer in the Mayville area on how these higher beef prices are affecting them.
All of that coming up, but again, we want to remind you, the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Boy, I'll tell you, if you were a homeowner, the last thing you wanted to see was 1.5 inches of rain in 30 minutes, like they got in some areas, especially around the Midland area yesterday afternoon. Roof Max, Ben, we've been telling you all about it. There's going to be a day come where that roof of yours is going to have to take care of a heavy downpour again in a real short period of time. Maintaining your equipment, that's what it's all about. Your roof is just as important, if not more important, because you can get a lot of damage in your home real quick if you've got a roof that has some issues. And as they get older, obviously, your roof does have issues. It's not going to last forever. Well, at least you can buy yourself a little bit of time and save yourself a whole lot of money. I saved thousands of dollars and a big headache when I got a hold of Ben. I went to the website, askbenhow.com, got the telephone number, 989-859-6751. Again, that's 989-859-6751. And Ben came out, did a free roof assessment, told me that my roof is in really good shape, but he's going to add some years to that roof. And he did. 989-859-6751. Ask Ben How. That Roof Max process restored the flexibility to my roof, and it did extend the life. And it can do that for yours. Remember, a little care today can save you a whole lot more tomorrow. AskBenHow.com. Before we get to the grain markets, Lake and I was just taking a look at the Mercantile Exchange, and the beef complex continues to climb. We're looking at gains of anywhere from $1 to $1.35 so far today, and we've seen some gains. One day we saw a gain of close to $7 on some of this. So how is it affecting our beef producers out there?
Yes, this week I had the pleasure to speak with the farmer and owner of 8 Plates Farm, Carla Schultz. She and her family are beef producers in Mayville. As a local consumer direct beef producer, Schultz explains why high market beef prices for producers like her farm are driving increased prices for beef consumers.
It has affected us in a way that it's difficult to replace the calves that we do sell at that finished weight due to the fact that we don't calve on our own farm. So that means we have to buy in. It's very difficult to buy in feeder calves because of the price right now without elevating that end price for our consumers. So I think that's the hardest, hurdle that we have right now. There's not as many feeder calves in that market. If there are, it's very elevated price. It's very expensive. And the consumers are questioning, like, why is that price so high? Because they don't actually understand the market behind that's driving it. Mostly it's that demand for the beef itself, for the feeder calves, because actually inputs have gone down. We've seen those costs, like when you think of commodity prices right now, and if you think of the feed market, those prices aren't as high as crop farmers want to see. So if you are a beef producer, if you're a dairy producer, your inputs are lower right now, which is making you a return.
Additionally, Schultz stresses the importance of consumer options when purchasing quality beef products, either from local producers or grocery stores.
Customers know that inflation has been on the rise, and they still are buying with that inflation that has caused prices to rise as well. So even our farm, because we're consumer direct, because we do we create our website, we communicate with our customers, we do have a little higher input costs because of the fact that we're also a smaller operation. So we can actually ask more for our ground beef or our steaks or our roasts because there is more time put into that because of the smaller operation. But I always tell consumers, if you want a healthy product, a beef product, you can go to the grocery store. You can find it cheaper. Those are your options. And that's what's great about America, is the options that we have.
As a way to cut input costs for her family's operation, Schultz mentioned in the future they may consider breeding their heifers to reduce replacement stock costs incurred with the high purchasing prices of feeder calves at market.
I love her comment. That's why we can do this in America.
Yes, it is. America is wonderful that way.
It sure is. Lakin, very good. That was very interesting. I think a lot of our folks learned a lot in a real short period of time about the beef out there.
Thank you. She had great insights.
Yes, she did. Lakin Do Russell. Let's take a look and see what's going on with the markets right now. Melinda Sweeney joining me right now from the Andersons. And Melinda, boy, you got the you got the good straw today, the long straw.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had that on a Thursday.
We sure have. I was looking at the wheat prices, and the last time I looked, we were up about a dime.
Yeah, we're up 10 on wheat, 8 on beans, and 4 cents on corn. All eyes are on the export report that came out this morning, as a lot of traders are looking for a bigger new crop sales number, which we did get. And the old crop sales were down a tick from what was expected. Soybeans and wheat were up on old crop sales. New crop sales, corn and beans were both up, and wheat were down a tick for the 25-26 marketing year. We still have a ton of volatility, as that's not new in the market. We have a WASDE report coming out next Tuesday at noon. And in that USDA report, there's a few things people are looking for. They're looking at what the USDA does with yield. Do they leave the yield where it currently is, or do they raise it a tick given where crop conditions have been this year? And they're also looking at demand. What do they put in for demand numbers, and where does that leave our ending stocks? Right now, there's a lot of support in the corn market as we consistently hit 3 days of lows, and yesterday we bounced off of those a little bit, giving a bit of a resistance between the $3.80 to the $4 futures, December futures range. But there's a lot of resistance in $4.20 to the $4.20 to $4.40 range in corn. Soybeans, same thing. Really looking at old crop export sales and new crop export sales. Trump saying that he is going to meet with Putin no later than next week. Tariffs went on August 1st, and as we've seen this week, we've really seen the markets lie down, but today we're seeing a bit of an upside to the market.
So right now on the board,
soybeans,
go ahead.
Oh, yes. We still have a lot of heavy technical resistance in beans on the November contract in the 10.20 to 10.40 futures mark. So a lot of people will be looking at that, and if we can get to those levels, maintain them, and or break through.
Yeah, we sure will. So right now on the board, what have you got, Melinda?
Yeah. Right now we have nearby corn at $3.80, new crop 25 corn at $3.40, nearby soybeans at $9.30, new crop 25 soybeans at $9.22. Nearby wheat, red wheat at $4.40, and nearby white wheat at $4.85.
You have a great day. Have a nice weekend. We'll talk to you next week, okay?
Thanks, you guys too.
You bet. Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. A little bit more in depth. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining us right now. The market report brought to you by the Frankenmuth Credit Union. They've got lines of credit, equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. All you got to do is stop by one of their locations. They got a lot of them, close to 30, a lot of different locations throughout the area. Stop by, see how they can become your hometown financial solution. Find out more about them by going to frankenmuthcu.org. Market Report also brought to you by the folks at Krijak's House Family Restaurant. Great place to dine in and a great place to have your food prepared for you, whatever your event will be. Short plan, long plan, whatever it is, give them a call, 989-894-5531. Remember, Krijak's House, they will take care of you. They do a great job. Corner of Cass and Michigan on the south side of Bay City. We say good morning to Doug Klein. And Doug, hallelujah, we got pluses today.
Wow, but all over the board today, man. Stock market opened up today. Right now, the Dow is down 0.75%, 330 points, so that's kind of ugly. Cat's probably one of the big leaders down about 13 points. Deer's down 4. That's not ugly yet. You know, they're way, way, way up there, so not worried about that. But the fertilizer stocks are having a really rough day. CF Industries had their earnings today, and they were pretty much, well, let's just say dismal. They were down $10 today, which is over 10%, so that's a big deal. Kind of dragging everybody else in fertilizer down, except Mosaic. Mosaic is still up, but they already took their beating, so they're kind of setting that, at the bottom. Not really getting smashed today. Yeah, but like Eli Lilly's down 106 points today. That's probably a reason that the Dow is down also. That's a big deal, but there's a stock that went almost to $1,000 a share, and from a base point of 100, so it was up 100 or 10 bagger. So who knows where the bottom is on that one, but it's trading at $636 right now. So I don't know. Like I said, she's a wild one today. The grains are up. I would still think it's a dead cat bounce at this point, but we'll see. Give it a couple days. And metals are pretty much up today, 0.5 to 1%, so that's okay. And energy's pretty flat today. So here's your numbers. The September corn is 384, up 4 1/4. December corn is 406, up 4 3/4. November soybeans 991, up 6 1/2. January soybeans 1009 3/4, up also 6 1/2. September wheat is 519, up 10 1/2. And December wheat 539 3/4, also up 10 1/2. The crude oil is 63.96, down 39 cents. Heating oil is 227, that's up 0.8 of a penny. Gasoline is 207.69, down 1.5 pennies. Natural gas is 305 1/4, down 2.5 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, US dollar buys $1.3755 Canadian, that's up 15 ticks. The dollar buys 147.35 yen, that's down 1 tick. The euro's at 116.37, down 22 ticks. The dollar's at 98.28, up 11 ticks. Gold's at 34.0710, up $15.40. Silver's 38.29, up 39 cents. Platinum's 13.5410, up 14.20. Copper's unchanged at 441.30.
You have a good one, Doug. Thank you.
Give it a shot. See ya.
All righty. Talk to you later. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Got some work you need done? Well, I'll tell you, Weiss Equipment and Frankenmuth has got an answer. It's Farmall, real plain and simple, because there's a lot of things a Farmall tractor can do. And there's a lot of jobs that each and every one of you probably have. So pair yourself up with the right Farmall tractor to handle the job that you need to get done. 35 to 140 horses, that's what they've got available. Anywhere from the value-packed compact Farmall A up to the deluxe compact Farmall C and C Series with cabs. A mighty fine tractor, and it'll get the job done for you. Can Do comes in red, and it's called Farmall. Find out more by stopping by Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth, doing it right longer. We'll take a quick break, and then, Matthew, who do we have on deck?
Coming up next, we have Joe Kramer from the Michigan Bean Commission, and we also have Craig Voorhees from the Rummel Insurance Agency.
But first, this.
When it comes to strength, reliability, and performance, nothing beats a PowerLift hydraulic door. Built right here in Marlette, Michigan, our custom hydraulic doors are designed for your toughest jobs. Agriculture, aviation, commercial, and more. The price we give is an installed price, and you'll deal with one point of contact from start to finish. To schedule your PowerLift door consultation, call 989-635-8017 or visit PowerLiftDoorsMI.com. PowerLift Hydraulic Doors of Michigan. When you need it done right, we lift you above the rest.
Coming up next week, just a reminder, the Agro Expo is going to take place the 12th and the 13th of August. Coming up tomorrow, we're going to have Marnie Schwartzentruber, who's in charge of the whole thing. She's going to be talking to us on our farm program as we broadcast from the Caro Old Engine and Tractor Association's annual tractor show. So look forward to that. The Thumb Area Old Engine and Tractor Association is having their 49th annual show. That is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 8th, 9th, and 10th at the Tuscola County Fairgrounds in Caro. They've got a farm toy show that's going to be on Saturday only there on the fairgrounds. So it might be a great idea to plan a couple of days to be at that Old Tractor and Engine Association show and see how farming used to be back then. And then plan on Agro Expo to see what farming is all like now and will be in the future. So again, plan that. They're going to have over 160 exhibitors at the Expo coming up next Tuesday. I'll be there on Tuesday. Lakin will be there on Wednesday. So we'll give you an idea of all the different things going on at the Agro Expo in St. John's. We say good morning, first of all, to Joe Kramer, Executive Director of the Michigan Bean Commission. And Joe, you got a full plate of a lot of things coming up here before the end of the month as well.
We do, Terry. Lots of research coming to a conclusion, the growing season part of it anyway, and reports to follow, I guess. But yeah, we're gonna kick off with the MSU Field Day on the 19th. We're up in Lachine, Michigan on April 21st, and then back around the thumb the week of the 25th. So yeah, full slate. The calendar of events and locations are on the website, and we've got a little PDF that we've been texting around a little bit. I think I sent you a copy yesterday.
Yeah, you did. I really appreciate it. Joe, I'm seeing some dry beans out there in full bloom. How are they looking?
Yeah. We actually walked a few fields this morning. They need a rain, Terry, no question. But oddly, it seems like they've taken advantage of some of these morning fogs that we've had the last couple of days and kind of keeping them going. A nice soft inch and a half of rain would really make a difference filling out pods. But beans, at least in recent years, haven't had to have a whole lot of water to finish pretty good. And so we're still pretty optimistic about what the potential of the crop is. And obviously a rain almost over every single acre would be helpful. But we're still holding some optimism that we got a pretty good crop coming.
Yeah, and I know out at the research farm where we're going to have the field day on the 19th, those beans look pretty nice right now.
We stopped in there this morning as well, and the crops out there look real good, and the properties are getting ready for their field day. So yeah, I'm kind of excited about it. I hear rumors that Congresswoman Rivette is going to be in town that day, and so she's going to make an appearance there to kind of kick things off, which will be a new twist. And then we always end with a nice lunch. And I think there's some RUP credits available there too.
Yeah, we plan on being there.
Look forward to it.
All righty. Joe, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Joe Kramer, Executive Director of the Michigan Bean Commission. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency joining us now. And Craig, let's talk a little bit more about harvest and in particular custom harvest.
Right, Terry. That's what we need to be talking about already is harvesting, and hard to believe, but yeah, if you're helping out a neighbor or something like that, that's going to be covered if something happens to your equipment while you're doing that from your farm policy. And it will cover a certain amount of custom harvesting too. But if you're doing more custom harvesting than you did last year, or you're getting into it and that's all you're going to be doing, definitely talk to your insurance agent, because we'll likely have to make some adjustments to your policy. And depending on how many acres you're doing, we might even have to do a completely different policy for you. So better to find out ahead of time than too late.
So, Craig, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again soon. Have a great weekend coming up, okay?
We'll give it a try. You too, Terry. Thanks.
You bet. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. You need some help. You need some questions answered. Vic Huffer is ready to take care of you. Serving you is their business, and they've been doing it since 1983. Freeland Bean and Grain. Let's take a look at the markets in New York and see what's going on there. Teresa DeVoe with Baird and Company joining me. Teresa, what are we looking at right now?
Good morning, all. Dow Jones Industrial Average is currently down 283 points at 43,910. 414 million shares traded. NASDAQ up 89 points at 21,259. 661 million shares traded there. Some stocks of local interest include Caterpillar at 415.67, down 12.05. Deere 505.57, down 407. CMS Energy 74.41, up 30. Dow 21.53, up 23. DuPont 70.51, down 29. Corteva 71.07, down a dime. General Motors 52.88, up 41. Trinzio 210, down 45. Walmart 102.46, down 90. Huntington Bank 15.90, down 15. Independent Bank 30.14, up 2 pennies, and AT&T at 27.76, up 27.
Teresa, thank you so much. You take care. Have a great day, okay?
You too.
All righty. Teresa DeVoe over at Baird and Company. We'll be right back. Do you have a yield monitor in your combine? Do you print off a pretty picture every year, but you don't know what to do with it? Why don't you have PC Ag Solutions analyze your data to help you make profitable decisions for the upcoming season? We can help you analyze your data from your planter, sprayer, or combine and compare it to your soil types and nutrient availability. Anything from the planting date to your speed, population, and variety to elevation, drainage, and in-season applications. We can help you make the most profitable decision on your farm. Call us today, 989-868-4444. Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Michigan Truck Spring of Saginaw, your complete parts and service headquarters for light, medium, heavy-duty trucks and trailers, buses, recreational vehicles too. Quality parts and service, very competitive prices at 800-358-4751 or buy online at truckspring.com. And don't forget, service area Monday through Friday, open till 11. We now conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios. WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland. WSGW FM, Carlton.